Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Teresa Conroy-Roth, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome you again to the next episode of Lightning Leadership. With me today is someone I admire so much, and I think the world of Dr. Charlotte Westerhaus-Renfrow. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're so welcome. Anytime, every time, Teresa.
Oh, man, I love it. You know, with everything that's going on in the world, I think so many leaders right now are struggling and have challenges with optimism, right? With a number of things that are happening in the business and in the technology, not necessarily to say the geopolitical stage, right? There's a level of optimism and excellence, right? Just kind of struggling through job changes, AI, staffing changes, right? Tell us your thoughts on that topic.
Well, what I am witnessing, and I'm not putting my head in the sand or putting my head back in the shell like a turtle. You're absolutely right. It is there. But what I also see in the classrooms and the companies that I do consulting with is a real strong sense of resilience. And that is the ability to have the grit and perseverance to bounce back.
Yeah.
And that is not internalizing all of the things that perhaps are happening, the bewildering things, changes in the business landscape, supposedly we've never seen before. Although I think historically we've seen even worse. But I see individuals that know how to not internalize this, but who are using it and bouncing back from it and using the lessons to be even stronger and better and more innovative. I see in our business school, the Kelley School of Business, students who are extremely interested in learning more about people who sit next to them than they did in the past, especially people they never met, or perhaps they think they don't have anything in common. I've seen more teamwork, in the business schools, in the consulting I do. There is more a sense of, yes, there are some indicators of things we've never faced, but yes, we have each other. And then we can steady ourselves and not just take the blow and bounce back, but what can we do and not internalize it to make ourselves worried and down, but what can we do as a company, as a community, together to bounce back? And that's what resilience is. Resilience is that bounce back. And I don't think we have enough stories out there about how much resilience and grit is going on right now. We bounced back from COVID. And now it seems like a distant memory when we were standing in line for hours to get into the grocery store and to Costco.
Yeah, I think about wiping down groceries, right? Bringing the bags into the house. We didn't know what caused it, but we weren't going to take any chances. I remember wiping down a milk carton and wiping down, a banana because somebody might have. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
Absolutely.
We all had different color masks to match our outfits. And we were always, and this is recent history. This was only 6 years ago. The month of March is when things closed down.
Yeah.
So this country and this world had never seen anything like it. It was devastating in the worst way as far as health and the economy. And we as a community, as a country, we did bounce back collectively. We did bounce back. And now I think people have lost sight of some of the things that we could do when we really work hard together on a problem. So I have a lot of optimism. Yes, I wake up and yes, on my phone, I can see all the news instantaneously, things happening here, Indiana, around the world. But I don't think we need to get out more and listen to folks and how they are actually having the resilience to bounce back. And I'm not being Pollyanna. No. I have been asked to go into companies that are dealing with real change. Change is coming at them like a sonic boom. And this is what they want to know. What can we do, not just to overcome the present challenge, but to be better for it?
Well, let's talk about that, because I had somebody once tell me, right? Yeah. It's not necessarily in the big things. It's in the little things and the baby steps. And as you're making progress, right? It's that old analogy of taking a bite of an elephant one bite at a time, right? Mm-hmm. It's just that whole, what can you do to change progress? If you can't change the whole world, what can you do to change a little bit, right? And using that as a way to build confidence, to understand your capabilities, right? Understand I should reach out my hand and shake the neighbor's hand, or maybe I should ask someone how their day is going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just talking, doing. I mean, I have a tendency to talk to people even in grocery stores, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a natural extrovert, and so,
Yes.
but it's just that way of letting someone know that you care or that you see them, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely critical for just to be nice and be good and promote goodwill.
Yes. Yes.
Huge.
And it's very important to do that when all of the quantitative and quantifiable indicators will tell you that it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So as I go across the region, the state of Indiana, and I've been asked to come into companies and organizations to help. And what I see around the tables, and people will have brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes, who are all ranges of age and shapes and
Yeah.
sizes and colors, is this: we want to get better. We have challenges, we have change. We just don't want to react to it. We want to use it, overcome it, and then one bite at a time, we want to be better for it. We want to do it in a collective way. I just sometimes wish we got more stories out, real life stories out on a daily basis, all across the headlines, about how people are pulling together and how they have and will continue to pull together, even when there's indicators like we've never seen before.
Oh,
Yeah,
agreed.
and this country has done that and will do that, and businesses have done that, will do that. And I am a real a fan of history,
Yes, me too.
and the good and the bad. But what has happened, we've had the bad typically in this country in business, is that we don't take for granted how much the power of pulling together is.
Agreed.
It is true. I mean, it's not Pollyanna. Yes,
No,
I
it's
mean,
not. It's
there's
not. I mean,
there's some
when
things
you
we
look at,
don't like.
you can boycott products, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's lists on any given side of the aisle, right, of which company is one way or another way. There's our dollars, right, our tax dollars,
Yes.
and where we spend our money goes a long way.
Yes.
You look at companies that you invest in your 401k, right? Those go a
Mm-hmm.
long way. You can make those decisions where you spend your dollars. But I think, going back to that, things will get better. What can I do, right? Is that optimism? It's that, hey, let's look at things on the bright side. We can sit and think negatively, or you can think positively. How am I going to change this? What other options do I have? Let's look at those decision-making, capabilities that I have, and how not only I can control myself, and that's about it, right? I can't control the government. I can't control corporations,
Mm-hmm.
but I can control what I listen to and what I read. Do I want to go get an AI certification, right? Do I want to go get my MBA? What do I want to do for me that's going to help me make small changes in the world? Because again, I can't necessarily, I can influence
Mm-hmm.
possibly with my vote,
Mm-hmm.
right? I
Mm-hmm.
can influence with regards to the companies that I work for. I can influence with regards to, hey, Charlotte, how are you? It's great to see you, and have a smile and truly be into other people.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things I think at a small, minuscule way, when they add all up, I think can make a difference.
You're right. Absolutely right. And the passion for perseverance,
Yes.
that's the stories that motivate folks.
Well,
Um,
I shared last week, right? For those of you that follow me on LinkedIn, I shared last week a picture of my grandmother and her sister and my great grandmother, and as well as my mom.
mhm,
And that was my story of perseverance, right?
mhm.
Where I get my energy, where I get my strength. And those concept of perseverance, I mean, my folks, believe it or not, were living in DP camps and refugee camps and even
Yes.
caves for a little bit of time while they were running from bombs, right? That's my perseverance. That's where I get my strength of knowing I'm not living in a cave,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I've overcome that. Hopefully my children will overcome that, right? We have lots.
You
But
know, I want to say we've overcome it. We've overcome that. And your story is very similar to the story, my story. My grandmother, when she gave birth to my mother as a midwife at home, she got sepsis, and she got,
your mom did.
no, my grandmother,
Your grandmother.
mom's
Okay.
mother,
Okay.
gravely ill, first child. And like in those days, people had babies, no problems. The hospital where she lived in a small town, Louisiana, would not admit my grandmother because she was Black. So they put her on a train, they sent her to New Orleans, gravely ill. And when my mother was 5 days old, my grandmother died because of the color of her skin.
Whoa.
Perseverance now, perseverance. This is a real story, the time when my grandmother was alive. And yet, in our family, there was hope and perseverance. We will, even with that history, not cloud our perseverance with hate.
No.
We will move one step at a time. We will make sure our girls in our family will go to college.
Yes.
We will make sure they were able to get the best health care. We will. And then we took the no's, and some of the no's are tragic. I never got a chance to know my grandmother. But what her brothers and sisters, my great uncles taught me is that always one step forward and collectively. So Teresa, yes, you and I have stories where we've overcome. But here's the real gift, I think, that we lose sight of. It does take a village.
It does.
And right now, even as last week, I was in a hospital setting doing some work and consulting. It was a collective group of we. Their theme was, how do we care for our community as a healthcare provider? We want to care. And that's what I guess is going to be my platform in the midst of what seems to be this, all kinds of things that's going down.
Yes.
No, the passion for perseverance, We don't want to. We're not asking for upheavals. We're not asking for heartache, but to collectively, the skill sets we have to bounce back. And I talk a lot about the grit, the bounce back, to be able to see the glass being half full. And this is not Pollyanna. This is something that your family went through, my family is going through, we're going right now. We cannot stay in our own individual bubbles. So I have the great opportunity of teaching in a business school with traditional undergraduate students.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, they're optimistic. But they're looking to individuals who have had lessons of perseverance to help shape their next steps. They are listening, they are eager, and they know they can overcome. So I guess the lesson I want to have as far as leadership is this. If you come to work every day with your head down, your organization will have their head down in this. Real leadership happens when you have to persevere. Real leadership. And it's not, nobody wants to struggle and nobody wants to push, but we don't have to do it alone.
But I think to one of your things, right? I think there's perseverance and then there's preparation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so it's one thing to persevere. It's another thing to get yourself ready for whatever that next step's going to be, however you can help, however you can make a difference, you're going to have to get yourself ready.
You're absolutely right. You have to do that.
Yes.
We have to provide the opportunities for those who want to take those steps.
Perfect.
So
Charlotte, thank you so much for joining us on Lightning Leadership. For those of you who have had conversations with me and with Charlotte, this conversation we're so passionate about it, and we could talk about it for a really long time.
All day.
So thank you for coming. If you're interested in reaching out to Charlotte, please do so on LinkedIn. Follow us on YouTube and Spotify. Miss Charlotte, thank you so much. You're so enjoy you.
So welcome, Miss Teresa. You're so welcome. Anytime, anywhere.
All right. Check it easy. Bye.
Bye-bye.